Hi everyone, I hope all of you are doing well. So today I'm going to talk about one of the most important parts of the exam, which is the interview phase, and I'm going to talk about three things that you have to particularly work on when you're preparing for interview. And if you work on these three things, I think you're very well set for the interview stage of UPSC. The first thing that you have to focus on is the way you present yourself. That is your poise, your confidence, the calmness that you show them, the way you walk inside the room, the way you sit, and the way you handle the questions. So this is all about the body language, it is all about soft skills, it is all about how you speak, and it is all about how you communicate. The second one is going to be about the DAF, detailed application form, which you have to fill out, in which there is information about your hobbies and interests. And the third one is going to be about the current affairs, things that are going on out there in the world, such as world affairs, international affairs, and things that are going on even in India. Because on these, the panel might ask you a few questions. So let's talk about the first and the most basic and the most important thing, which is your confidence levels, your calmness levels, the way you handle the questions that are coming in, that are they're firing at you. It is really one of the basic things about this interview is that it's just a 30-minute interview, so there is not much time actually that you have to showcase the kind of a person you are. In those 30 minutes, the most easy thing that you can convince them with is that you are a calm individual, you can handle tough situations with a lot of poise, you can show a lot of maturity, you show a lot of even if you're 22 years old, 25 years old, you can show the fact that you can tomorrow handle the post of a DM or a senior officer in the police or any other such challenging position in any service with a lot of confidence, because there is no playbook for how you have to actually behave in the district. You There is no playbook about how you have to deal with so many hundreds of people who might be coming to you. There might be issues in the district, there might be political issues, there might be issues related to disaster, there might be issues related to people maybe getting aggressive. So in all these situations you have to be very calm, poised. So that is very important, and that's why it is the interview where you have to show these qualities. And in those 30 minutes, I think if you can show that you can stay calm during even such a difficult interview, even in such a pressure situation, that means that you have satisfied them with this particular quality, and it is very likely that they will probably give you at least 160 170 marks, just on the basis of your confidence, just on the basis of the way you communicate to them. Communication is not only about how you speak, what language you use. In interview you can use any language, but it is also about what your body language is. So when you walk into the interview, have a straight up body, greet everyone, have a smiling face, try to be nice, try to showcase that you are comfortable in the situation. When you sit down, have a straight back, don't slouch on the chair that you are sitting in. Then have your hands properly folded. Lot of interview panels or lot of coaching institutes might be telling you that you should not pick up your hands, you should not show your hand movement when you're speaking. But see, I have a natural hand movement when I speak, so I don't think there is a problem with that, as long as it's not distracting the person who's listening to you. As long as it's not too much, I think it's all right to definitely move your hands around, and if it is too much, then try to practice having less of it, otherwise it's okay. So just show your confidence, show the sometimes kya hota hai ki you might not be even knowing a topic, you might not be comfortable with what the panel is asking you, but even in that situation you have to be comfortable. You have to show that you are not frazzled by their difficult questions or questions that you might not be aware of. You can always say, sir, I'm not sure about this, but I will definitely look into it, but I will definitely search what this means, because that way you are showing them that you have an attitude of going back and looking at it. Apart from that, as far as your dress is concerned, it will give you confidence. So wear something nice and formal, don't wear something that is too flashy. Just a normal blue suit for men, or a black suit, or a normal bandgala if you have one, or a normal shirt pant with nice tie, that will also do. It should just boost your confidence. You should feel that I'm looking good. For ladies, for girls, I think I would just suggest wear a sari or wear a simple suit. That is sufficient. As long as you look good, you will also feel confident, but it is not a prerequisite for getting selected in the UPSC. Now, the second thing that we are going to talk about, which is very simple, is going to be your DAF. Whatever you have written in your detailed application form, know it inside out. If you have written cricket, know about cricket. If you have written tennis, know about tennis. If you have written chess, know about chess, and know in such a manner that you seem to some extent that you know it well. You are not a 100% specialist, but you know at least 70% of it. It should show that you have done it, because of course you are writing it because you probably have done it or you have interest in it. Your education experience, let's say you have done bachelor's in computer science, but your optional was sociology, then in that case you should know some basics of computer science that might be in news. For example, right now there is a lot of talk about cryptocurrency, blockchain. They might ask you because you have a computer science background. Similarly, if you have studied sociology, they might ask you about sociology because that is your optional, because there might be a sociology professor on the board. So know about whatever you have put on your detailed application form. It is important. Even know, like for example, you have given the street name where you lived was Shahid Bhagat Singh Marg. So know about that. Know a little bit about Bhagat Singh, the history related to him, what was his role in the Indian National Freedom Movement, because it is there in your DAF, so it might pop up. The third thing I think you should also, now you have done your DAF properly, the third thing is going to be about current affairs and national, any kind of national current affairs, what is going on in India. See, what the testing is how aware you are, how curious you are, how balanced you are, and how confident you are. इन 4-5 चीज़ों के अलावा बाहर से और कुछ नहीं देख रहे वो, ठीक है। तो उस चीज़ को अगर आपकी अवेयरनेस उनको चेक करनी है, सो दे माइट आस्क यू अबाउट सम काइंड ऑफ ए करंट national event, international event, some kind of current affairs that is in news, and your opinion on it. Have an opinion, have a balanced opinion based on facts. Don't have a biased opinion. Show that you are going to make a good bureaucrat, a good civil servant, because civil servants, the most biggest prerequisite for any civil servant is the fact that they are balanced in their approach. The knowledge of current affairs, whatever is going in the country and abroad, is also important because it helps the panel to understand how you form your opinions, whether your opinions are balanced or not, whether you take in cognizance all the different facts and then come up with a solution or with an opinion. So for example, let's say there is a war going on in Ukraine right now, and you might be an Indian Foreign Service candidate, aspirant, and you might be asked about your opinion on India's stand on the Ukrainian war. Because in interview these kind of questions can be asked. I don't think these kind of questions are ever asked in the mains, but in the interview you need to have some sort of an opinion, some sort of balanced opinion about why India is taking such a stand. Similarly, let's say there are news around the any decisions by the Supreme Court, or there are news around elections going on somewhere in the world, or there are news about any kind of recent developments with respect to economy. So for example, the price of oil, inflation that is being talked about. So you should know about these issues, because the panel definitely expects you to have some sort of a understanding of these issues. So they might ask you maybe a very basic factual question about this, or most likely some kind of a analysis or opinion about what you think and what your stand is on that particular issue. So don't be afraid of having an opinion. Definitely come up with an opinion, but it should be balanced. It should not be too much on a one side, and even if it is, then you should take a good stand about why you think so. So I hope this particular session helps you. At the end, I would also like to say that you should definitely go ahead and take as many mock interviews as possible. Of course, not too many, just balance it out, at least 5-6 of them before you appear for the actual interview, because that will actually help you to be ready for the interview, and you will not have the last day nervousness, as you have already done some sort of basic preparation. Basic feedback you will also get from these interview panels. So I hope this particular small session helps you with your preparation for the interview. Take care, and I hope for next year, whoever is preparing not for this year, they can also take some hints and develop their personality accordingly, and that will help you with the interview process. Take care, bye bye, and have a good day.